On and talk about PG Electroplast. It was a weak set of numbers in Q4. Revenues were in line with estimates, but margins and profits came in below expectations. And the company said that this was one of the toughest, most challenging years for the room air conditioning business. FY26, they'd started off the year with expectation of a double-digit revenue growth, and that didn't play out. Manoj Gori, Associate Director, Equities at Equirus Securities, is now joining in. Manoj, morning. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's begin with PG Electroplast. A quick view. We have the numbers, but where does it go from here, and how does it compare with the others, its peers?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, so if you look at Q4, definitely was a challenging quarter, especially for the third-party manufacturers. Even brands, if you look at, relatively the growth has been posted, which is on a softer note even for the brands. And similarly, if you look at the impact is likely to be higher for the third-party manufacturers. And accordingly, that is clearly visible into numbers of both PG as well as Amba. Now, if you look at the encouraging part is that the positive commentary we are finally seeing from the brands as well as from the third-party manufacturers. So if you look at today, on the call also, PG highlighted that channel inventory as well as the brand inventories have normalized, which was one of the concern area for last 8 to 9 months, especially the range that we saw during 1Q of FY26. So things are turning favorable for the industry probably from the negative performance that we have seen during FY26.
Hi Manoj, good to see you in. And from the pack, if things are turning around, what's your preference?
If you look at probably today, what we are seeing is strong growth in April, which has continued the momentum in May. We believe brands are likely to do better during the current quarter, as well as for the rest of the year. There might be some uncertainty on the margins given the RM and rupee volatility. But if you look at probably, we believe like brands like Blue Star and LG, they are relatively better placed to capitalize on the growth opportunities that's coming into this room AC category.
Okay, you want to give us stock names?
So Blue Star and LG is something we believe like should capitalize on this growth opportunities which we are witnessing currently.
Okay, all right. Blue Star as well as LG. In fact, LG, after those numbers look quite weak, that dip has got bought into. The other one to track, I think, is IFB Industries, if I remember correctly. That one went through a period of underperformance. But a couple of sessions ago, it came out with a set of numbers and the street took it with both hands. Your view on that name?
See, I think when you look at IFB, company has been taking number of initiatives to improve on the margin side. That has been one of the pain area for the company for a number of years now. Now, if you look at in this quarter, I believe like margins for IFB in the home appliance segment has always been under pressure. If you look at the improvement seems to be significantly or optically much higher. But when you look at the margins itself are just at around 1.7% for home appliances. Now, what we believe is that the major pain of the current RM cycle that we are likely to see will be in 1Q. I think if they are able to manage that 1Q margins and probably are able to even show slight improvement in terms of the efforts that they have taken, probably then IFB remains one of the attractive opportunity. But as of now, it will be too early to say because the major headwinds based on the input cost will be more visible in 1Q for IFB.
Sorry, I missed it in case you did share. In April and May, what has been the pickup? So the companies we spoke to were all very hopeful that April and May and June is going to be much, much better. And they were looking at growth numbers. I mean, I'm going back to the room air conditioning bid, but they were going back to numbers of say 15, 20, very confident about that. Has that played out? What is the feedback now for Q1?
See, at secondary level, when you look at April, after the second week, things improve materially. Somewhere we believe like in the last 15 days, there was a significant recovery in demand and April would have posted close to around 20% volume growth for the industry. And this was largely driven from your West market and your South market. South market, if you recollect, did not participate into any demand during the March month. Now coming into May, I think, keeping aside East markets, South has been a growth driver West, if you look at both Maharashtra as well as Gujarat, have been posting very strong growth rates. Keeping aside Kerala, if you look at Tamil Nadu, AP, Telangana, Karnataka, all have posted very strong results. Somewhere we believe MTD growth rate for the month of May should be around 5 to 40% in volume terms on YOY basis.
Yeah. Just run us through, Manoj, your coverage universe. I mean, what are the stocks you have under active coverage?
We cover almost the entire consumer durable space. And we believe at the current juncture, room AC definitely seems to be attractively placed, given that the underlying demand trends continues to remain very intact. It's obviously a lot dependent on the weather, and that's the comforting part, that the underlying demand trends continue to remain very intact. Second, we believe wires and cables is one category that has continued to perform very strong performance for last 3.5, 4 years. And we like names like Polycab and RR Cover. So especially if you look at among the large cap names and among the small cap, we continue to prefer Polycab and RR.
Always a pleasure hearing your thoughts. Manoj, thanks for stopping by early this morning. Wishing you a good remainder of the day, and we look forward to your thoughts on the channel rather soon.